I will see you enkantolo. Lawa ke amagama ajwayele ukusetshenziswa abantu umbukeli uma phela besongelana. Kodwa eqinisweni ukumyisa enkantolo umuntu akuwona umdlalo. Kodla kakhulu la ephaketheni lakho. Kungako nje ngobuhlungu benhliziyo abanye phela mbukeli bagcina sebethi umthetho uvumela laba abanemali kuphela. Sawubona mbukeli emakhaya ngingu-Alisha Ntokazi yakajali. Ngithi nje sanibonani nonke emakhaya. Ubheka uhlelo oluthanda kakhulu la kumamba phambili SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Yilungelo lakho, it's your right. You can call us emva kwethuba on 011-714-6918, alternatively 714-6919. Ungasithumela i-email to consumer@sabc.co.za. Alternatively catch us on our social media networks. Akasibhekisisa ukuthi indaba ethe namhlanje ithini mbukeli. It is often said that justice delayed is justice denied. Well, no one knows that better than someone who's unable to access the courts due to the lack of imali mbukeli. And in a move that is said to improve access to justice, the small claims courts, as of today, will assist those consumers whose financial disputes are limited to 20,000 rand. Konke lokhu mbukeli is done almost for free. Yebo ke mbukeli, inani lemali osongaya koyiklema lapha small claims court isinyusiwe from 15,000 to 20,000 wamarandi. Lezi ke indaba ezimnandi uma phela sekuyisikhathi eside mbukeli ujahane nabantu ukuthi bakukhokhele imali zakho kodwa ungakhokhelwa usungaya ke as of namhlanje ngase small claims court yangakini.
Inkundla zela zifumana ixesha lakuphumla ngenxa yamatyala angena engenile. Uninzi lwamatyala abandakanya ukukrutha-kruthwano ngemali. Ingangumqhubi isithuthi ofuna imali yomonakalo emva kokungquzulana nesinye. Okanye ibelityala lomntu ongafuni ukubuyisa imali ebeyibolekiwe. Ithi imbambano ifika enkundleni yamatyala kubekhe kwakho umsebenzi waphepha omninzi ubusenziwa ngamagqwetha. Lo msebenzi uqala xa ummangali ephalaza ingxaki yakhe kummeli.
We will start off with the initial consultation. Obviously, it's not always that the initial consultation is for free. Some attorneys offer that, but we work on an hourly rate basis. You know, for instance, my hourly rate maybe is 2,000.
Amawaka amabini rand nje okuvula umlomo. Untombi Mthembu ligqwetha elimela abantu abafuna ukusombulula impixano kwiinkundla zamatyala. Uthi umuntu ofuna uncedo lwakhe makazazi ukuba unepokotho ezinzulu kakhulu.
Follow-up consultations as well, telephone calls, writing letters of demand, and then if you don't reach any agreement or settlement agreement with the other party, we'll then move on to the next phase, which will be issuing summons, and exchanging pleadings, and then eventually appearing in court. That is expensive. It doesn't come cheap at all.
Zezindleko ezenza ukuba inkonzo zenkundla zesiqhelo zingakwazi ukuxhamlwa ngabantu abaninzi. Uthi iyo loo nto kufuneka umuntu onesikhalo semali kufuneka akhangele ezinye iinkalo kuqala phambi kuya emagqwetheni. Enye izonkalo inkundla egweba amatyala abandakanya isixha semali esiphantsi xa ithelekiswa nezinye nezo njenge-small claims court. Le nkundla yasungulelwa ukuncedana nabantu abangakwazi ukufikelela kwiindleko zokusebenzisa igqwetha. Umuntu onengxaki uzithethelela ngokwakhe phambi komkomishina oqeqeshelwe ukulambula impixano. Emva koko inkundla iwise isigwebo.
If you don't reach an agreement, it becomes a problem when you're telling them, okay, I'm going to take you to court and everything. You have a lot of aspects to look at because now you have to find yourself an attorney and you have to fill in the necessary documents to bring them to court. And this could drag on for quite a long time, whereas you're going to end up spending more than what was supposed to be due to you.
I think the best thing is to sihlale phansi and talk to that particular person, and then from there on, if the matter is too strong or very tough, we can take it to the court.
Sometimes you can go to the court, but after the court, but okay, anamali naye court naye akanamali, so court is out. Nanda manager unika 50 rand per month. So what about that? The court 40,000.
I-small claims court ihlala lamatyala kuluhlu oluthile. Uninzi lwawo lubandakanya umuntu ofuna ukubuyiselwa imali emva kwesiganeko esithile. Konke oku kwenziwa kungakhange kusetyenziswe iinkonzo zegqwetha. Ukuze ubani axhamle kwiinkonzo zale nkundla kufuneka alandele inkqubo esemthethweni esetyenziswayo xa kuthathwa amanyathelo. Apho umuntu axinga khona akhona amagosa ahlelele ukunika uncedo. Ezi nkundla zifumaneka phantse kuzo zonke iinkundla zikamatyi kuzwelonke. Vuyisile Mdoda, Yilungelo Lakho.
Asibonge kakhulu kwensizwa uDavuyisile Mdoda ngale umbika sididiyele wona manje mbukela ukukhuluma kabanzi ke ngokuthi i-Small Claims Court isebenza kanjani. Asamukele phela uDeputy Minister John Jeffrey yena ke oyisekela lingangqongqoshe wezomnyango zobulungiswa kanye nezinkonzo zokuqondisa kwezigwegwe phecelezi the Department of Justice and Correctional Services. I know it's a mouthful in Zulu, right? Siphinde samukele futhi usihlalo wekomiti le-Small Claims Court ubaba Umujau Ramate. Deputy Minister, what a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think we should reserve a spot for you. You're coming to our show quite often, but at least today you're coming on proper progressional news, which we're going to get into in a little while. Ntate Mthatha, kunjani baba?
Ngiyaphila mama kunjani?
Siyaphila nsizwa, siyakwamukela ohlelweni. Wena usichazele kabanzi ukuthi kahle kahle isikhundla sakho as the chairperson yale Small Claims Court Committee kanye ne-Law Society of South Africa. Sichaza ukuthi wenzani kahle kahle nsizwa?
Isikhundla sami ngisiphethe ku-Law Society of South Africa ukusiza uMinistry we-Justice ukuhambisa i-Small Claims Court in terms of influence either the policy direction or ukubabonisa ukuthi ziguphi ziyaguphi in terms of people on the ground, because most of the guys who are sitting in that committee ama-commissioners ahlele kule Small Claims Court, so bathole first hand experience bese siyirelaya ku-ministry, assist ministry as well ukuthi bangayisebenzisa kanjani le information ikwazi ukuthi isize Small Claims Court ikhona ukuhamba kalula for umphakathi wethu.
All right. Now, Deputy Minister.
Maybe can I just add, I mean, the Small Claims Court Committee from the LSSA played quite an important role in advocating for this recent increase that came into effect today of from 15,000 to 20,000 Rand. So that's specifically one example of the important role they play.
Let's talk about, I mean, these great developments in our judiciary, Deputy Minister. I mean, it is taking effect as of today. Just maybe give a little bit more elaboration as to what constituted this amendment, basically.
Look, it's largely a inflationary linked increase. So I think in 1985, when Small Claims Court started, I think the amount was 1,000 Rand or some small amount. It last went up, I think, in 2014, when it went up to 15,000 from, I think, 11,000. And so it was natural for it to go up again to 20,000. The LSSA's committee had in fact wanted some kind of annual increase, which we haven't opted for at this stage, you know, linked to the inflation rate and so on. We haven't opted for just in terms of having certainty and what happens if well, it's easier with rounded off amounts. That's where it's come from.
All right. Now, Babu Ramate, let's talk about the amendment. As of today, if unenkinga ya 20,000 rands or less ungayisa lapha kwi-Small Claims Court, uyibona kanjani alleviate some of those consumers whom justice has long been eluding?
You'd realize that most of the claims that comes to court are mostly above your normal 15,000 at the time. So mostly you'd then have to ask people to abandon their claims. But now with this 20,000 Rand increase that starts today, which we are very excited about.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because it's going to include a lot of claims that in time we had always abandoned or encouraged people to abandon a certain portion. So that is going to enable us to have a lot of claims coming through, so that people can have this, what we are talking about, as access to justice. So that they bring different claims falling within the same monetary jurisdiction, if you like, and then they'll be able to be assisted by the different commissioners in different courts, where, you know, all courts, magistrate courts, are having those Small Claims Court with them. So it's easier for us to then give access to our people out there.
All right. And I mean, you speak about the fact that you're going to be receiving a lot of claims. I mean, what is the status of the backlog in terms of the claims that have not been resolved with the current legislation?
It will be difficult for me to give you the actual statistics.
Can you give us a ratio?
Because different courts handle it differently. You'd find that in one court you have more than 4 commissioners sitting in one Small Claims Court, for an example, in Bryanston. So they will be handling various cases on different days, and they will be within their own jurisdiction dealing with these specifics and pushing their backlog. But take, for example, in Mpumalanga, the backlog is quite minimal because people have not been aware of this. But now that they're going to be aware, obviously, there's been an encouragement from the minister's side to say, let more commissioners come in to join in and assist, as we are now exposing this to most of our people, to become commissioners, so that we can deal with this backlog that exists in other jurisdictions. But in other jurisdictions, there is no backlog.
All right.
So it differs from court to court. Really.
Very interesting indeed. Now, Deputy Minister, let's weigh in there and maybe also just explain the process in terms of the difference between arbitration and the SEC.
Yeah, look, I think the issue would be more the difference between small claims courts and magistrates court, because any matter you can bring in a small claims court, you can actually bring in a magistrates court. The issue was to provide a forum for the adjudication of minor disputes. And the small claims court is then quite different to the magistrates court. You can't have a lawyer, for example. So you don't have any legal costs. The disadvantage, or maybe the advantage of not having a lawyer is things are less complicated. You know, with due respect, I mean, lawyers have to represent their clients, but they can end up dragging a process out by objecting to processes or bringing interlocutory applications and so on.
So it's two parties in turn, like sitting down and coming up with a solution as to...
Not the two parties discussing it, it's the commissioner.
Okay.
But the commissioner plays a different role to a magistrate or a judge. They actually hear everything, they direct everything. Normally in the normal courts, it's the two parties arguing against each other through their lawyers. And the judge or the magistrate is the sort of the umpire.
Okay.
In the small claims court, you don't actually have a right to cross-examine. You can ask questions, but it's up to the commissioner to basically direct things and work out what is going on and then make a ruling. So it's a lot quicker. The drawbacks, though, are there's no appeal. So if you lose, you can't appeal. You can take the decision on review, which is more issues questioning the process, there wasn't jurisdiction, some of those kinds of issues. But you can't actually say the commissioner made the wrong decision. But the reason why there isn't appeal is, again, if you had appeals, it would mean that the process would be dragged out more and more, because you can appeal up to the Constitutional Court.
All right, let's leave it there for now, gentlemen. Mbukeli, asithathe ikhefu. Uma ufuna ukwazi kabanzi ngokuthi ama-small claims courts asebenza kanjani since the new amendment yokuthi manje usungahamba phela uyoclaima imali engango-20,000 rand. Stay right there. We're coming back with more shortly after this. Asikwamukele mfuthi mbukeleli lakho ilungelo lakho, it's your right. Kumahamba phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Namhlanje umhla ka-1 April. This is no April Fool's joke mbukeli. Yebo ngempela we are talking about the matter yokuthi kwenziwe i-amendment lapho ukuthi i-small claims court manje usungaya phela lapha uhambe uyobeka icala lemali engange-20,000 wamarandi. Niyazi ukuthi ngaphambilini ubungaya nje small claims court uyoclaima imali efika up to or limited to 15,000 rand. Ngihlelelane Deputy Minister uJohn Jeffrey kanye nensizwa uMr Mojaura mathi bona ke basichazela umbukela ukuthi wena ungasiza kanjani ukuthi phela usebenzise all this new information in order to assist yourself, in order for you to attain justice. All right, now, gentlemen, let's quickly look on our screen here. Mr. Mojaura, I want you to look at this. Let's talk about a process yokuloja a claim. And then I think very interestingly, abantu bafuna ukwazi ukuthi after mhlawumbe ususichazela ukuthi if une dispute that you feel ukuthi ungayisa small claims court kumele ibe njani, ufika kanjani, uyiloja kanjani complaint, and then mhlawumbe uzosichazela ukuthi imaphi lamacala angakhona ukuthi adingidwe lapha small claims court.
Ngiyabonga mama. Ku small claims court iprocess khona ilula kakhulu. Ukuqala umuntu uzokhuluma nalo okweletayo. Kuthi indoda yemama ungikweleta imali engaka uzongibhadala kanjani. Kwenza ukuthi bangavumelani. Then ilapho ke azothatha aya small claims court athole i-letter of demand, zine pro forma or i-standard document. Le azoyigcwalisa ukuthi no pardon ngikweleta imali engaka for ini. then uyayithatha ngepost registered post ayimikise kulo omkweletayo bese if lo akaphenduli 14 days ukusukela ilanga athole ngayo lencwadi then ilapho ke azosuka aye e-court ayenza second step ezibiza ama-summons so kulama summons lapho azofaka khona still agcwalise nje leli form bese u-clerk of the court uyabasiza ukuthi igcwaliswa kanjani
Okay.
bese uthatha leli form uyenza ama-copy awu-2 right thathe lama copy ahambe ngawo yena kokwakhe afika aye kulo amkweletayo uthi nangu incwadi enkantolo ikubizela enkantolo ngelanga leso la zokhuluma khona lecala la lethu la ngikweleta khona then uyabuya uyenzani uzoya police station enze affidavit ukuthi ngelanga leso say 1st April 2019 10:30 ngaya nganikeza uJohn Jeffrey isamon
Yeah.
embizele enkantolo ngelanga leso then ngalelanga lelo uzoza ecourt enkantolo
Uba udeliver lama summon, sheriff ye court noma mina ngayihambisela ama summoners.
umthetho uvumela wena ukuthi ungayenza futhi no sheriff uyavumeleka ukuthi akuhambisele wona lama summons but manje ma sheriff akuhambisela yona ikhona indleko ezizoba khona la sheriff azocela mhlambe mazithi 200 rand ngiyenza umzekelo then market ukubhadala sheriff uzokumikisela yona abuye naye alethe ireport enkantolo ukuthi ngihambisile lama summon ngelanga elinje
Okay.
elibizela lo muntu enkantolo mama afike enkantolo lo olethe icala kufuze afike enkantolo azochaza ukuthi zivumela ukuthi ngimboleke imali engaka ngelanga elinje akafuna ukuyibhadala bese lo naye angasho ukuthi no angivumelani naye akanginikezanga 200 rand uye wanginikeza 100 rand
Okay. So ila sekuziwa khona icala
kahle kunjalo
All right. Okay.
that's why zithi nalo umnikazi wecala kufuze eze namaphepha or nobufakazi mhlambe SMS ukuthi no uye wavuma ukuthi uyangikweleta le mali
One SMS iyathathwa khona
iyavumeleka amampela yeah
Okay.
ubufakazi obuqinile
All right, okay. Mr. Mojao, just hold that thought. I want to quickly take our first caller there. She's been holding on the line for the longest time ever. Sisibongile Mpumalanga Ntokazi sakwamukela ohlelweni umbuzo noma umbona.
Okay, njani mama?
Siyaphila nani njani?
Ngiyaphila. Ngisacela ukubuza lapha kuba ne.
Buza Ntokazi.
Yeah, ukuthi ngibe nenkinga ngiboleke umuntu imali. Nasibolekana imali ya ngaba ne proof wangipha ID yakhe le photocopy yami na bengimbhadalela installment somewhere other bank. Yabona. Ngisekhimela ukuthi ama account yakhe. After sengisekhile ama account yakhe avumelana nokuthi every month uzongibhadala imali engaka. Angiphathele account yami.
Yeah.
After the transferele maybe by 5-6 ne-document ngiphethe konke. Akasangitransfereli and mina angisahlali lapho bekashala khona. Ngizamile ukumfonela uthenga amafoni address imali yakhe la bekashala khona manje.
Sisibongile. Ngicela ukubuza Ntokazi, before we go any further, was there any agreement enibhalile nalomuntu obomboleka imali ukuthi nanivumelana isivumelwano ukuthi okay ngikuboleka imali engaka uzongikhokhela ngama installments ayinani elingaka every month or every week kanjani? Ibe ikhona mhlambe into enjalo?
I-agreement akangile khona. I-agreement enayo i-proof from the bank statement ukuthi kulawa amanye 6 months bekabhadala. After that wangasabhadali.
Okay. All right.
Naso i-proof of statement ngikhiphile each and every month ngiyakhipha i-proof of statement. After that they block me over the phone. Akalona amafoni ami nangimncenga ngimtshela ukuthi ngicela imali yami basho ngiye lapha yakhona. Sizabatshela court ukuthi uzafuna ukuyibhadala ngama-50 rand ngama-10 rand and uyabhadala ngomzisi.
Ntokazi, how long has this been ukuthi imali yakho ungayitholi back?
From 2015.
2015. 215. Okay, Masibongile, siyabonga kakhulu. But ucabanga ukuthi what is the problem here? Well, Deputy Minister, basically she borrowed somebody money. Oh, you got it. You pretty much understood. All right, let's continue.
Kunenkinga ezibili engifuna ukuzicheck.
Yeah.
Esikhathi lo muntu ambhadala lama installment lawo. Ugcine nini? Khumbula amacala fuze ahambe 3 years kusukela lelanga umuntu amboleke imali.
Very important. That is why ngimbuza ukuthi bekuyisikhathi esingakanani
So if it's 2015,
yebo,
ungenzeka ama-payment ayenzeke 2016, 2017. So manjalo, angayiletha ku-small claims court. Kuthi icala liqale ngalilanga so, kodwa wavuma kungibhadala, wangilethela imali nangu ubufakazi, i-date imfaka kuphi ngaphakathi kule 3 years. Then angayimikisa small claims court, i-agreement yomlomo nayo i-agreement uhamba ngomthetho wemzansi weAfrika. So ilazombuzisisa kabanzi masifike ecourt ukuthi kanjani ukuthi nivumelana ngalendlela le, then establish ukuthi awubhadala kanjani.
Okay, so angasizeka kanjani ke lana Mr. Mojau, because uyasho ukuthi after she settled those installments for the said party, this said party is now no longer taking their calls, not answering their emails. So this person has gone AWOL basically because the debt has been settled by this individual.
The debt that is being owed angayileta small claims court for as long as it's less than 20,000 rand.
Okay, all right.
Then i-court izomsiza ngale process esengichazile earlier. So loyo ukuthi uzombhadala ama-50 rand, i-court inendlela yoku-establish ukuthi ungakhona ukubhadala malini. Zibiza i-financial inquiry.
Okay.
Ekugcineni ma i-court seyithi no, ziyavuma ukuthi ukweleta lo muntu imali engaka.
All right.
Then i-court yenza i-financial inquiry la bazocheck ukuthi ungakhona ukubhadala malini every month.
All right, I want to talk about the statute of limitations, or if there's any in regards to this, but only after the break. Deputy Minister, I see you wanting to answer straight away. Mbukeli, ayike asiphuthume ngasekhefini uyeza ukuthi kuthiwa there's so many ways nendlela ezenziwa ukuthi kube lula ukuthi wena ukwazi ukuthi uyoziprocessela yonke lento from ama-summons, into nje mhlawumbe ongadinga ukuthi uyikhokhele, mhlawumbe ngaba yiyona lento ukuthi i-sheriff of the court ithathe lawo ma-summonisi ihambe iyowaseva kumuntu. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu. Don't go anywhere. Sikhuluma indaba zomthetho namhlanje. Have you ever used the small claims court ukuyothola imali yakho kweletwa yona? We would like very much to hear ukuthi wena waphathwa kanjani lapha. Ungashayela kucingo la e-studio noma usibhalele inamba 011-714-6918 or 714-6919. I-email address consumer@sabc.co.za. Siyatholakala futhi ku Facebook and Twitter. And of course, laba banaba SMS abangafuni ukufona abaloke bebhala ama-email, sisendele igama elithi right to 33721 bese uyasitshela ukuthi wena uthini. Now, Deputy Minister, before we went to the break, I wanted to find out about is there any prescription in relation to the claims, particularly the lady that phoned us before the ad break? She's saying she was making these back pay installments back in 2015. So I'm just wondering, hasn't that been prescribed yet?
It's the same prescription as with any other court,
one. Okay.
Which is effectively 3 years. But it would be, if she continued making payments within that, even though the debt even though the debt was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, if payments were continuing into the 3-year period, then the last time they paid, a prescription would only start from that period.
Oh, I see. So from the last payment that she made.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And then this is where then we say, out of prescription you have paid 5 rand.
Yes.
But within the prescription you paid 2 rand. So we work on the 2 rand.
Okay.
Because we are not clear how long did she pay and when was the last payment.
The last payment that,
But
okay.
if the last payment, njengoba ngisho earlier, iwela ngaphakathi kule 3 years, sisebenzela phezu kwale mali ewela ngaphakathi ku-3 years.
Okay, all right. So angafika as a small claims court abona ukuthi ngingamsiza kanjani.
They will definitely help her.
All right. I hope ukuthi uyezwa lapho sisibongela ukuthi bathi sicela uphuthume lapha ntokazi small claims court ufike na wonke amaphepha ekumele uze nawe, all the relevant documents and lama bank statements okade ukhuluma ngawo bazozama ukuthi babone ukuthi bakusiza kanjani. All right, let's go to our next caller now. Untombi all the way in Free State in Harrismith. Sisintombi sakwamukela ohlelweni umbuzo noma umbono. Kunjani sis?
Ngiyaphila.
Siyaphila ntokazi, bakwenzeni?
Bengineclaim baba ngiyakhola boku 87,000 ubhuti bekambolota yona.
Yebo.
Wavuma ukuthi uzangikhokha ngama-installment. Ungikhokhe for only 2 years. Manje ukuya phambili akasayikhokhi. And imali esele esekangikweleta ngayo u-50,000. Ngahamba ngaya kwa-small claim. Alikho usizo engitholile balokhu nje bayangijikisa indaba yami ayiphambili.
Lalela-ke sesintombi ngicela uzwe nje very quickly ukuthi i-amount eyiswa e-small claims court is u-20,000 but ngicela ubhuti Mujawa akuchazele very quickly.
Yeah. Ngicabanga ukuthi le claim yakho ye-50,000 plus angayimikisa ku-magistrate court.
Okay.
La khona magistrate court office i-clerk yakhona ezomu-assista ukuthi hamba uyobona mhlambe legal aid South Africa or hamba uyobona ummeli wakho ni-arrange ukuthi nilethe claim because a-small claims court ngeke bakhona ukumsiza. I-claim ye-small claims court only 20,000 rand.
All right.
Anyeke ayisplite. Izoyibona mafike e-court ukuthi this claim was split.
Okay.
Fanele ukuthi ayilethe i-20,000 only.
All right, so I think that's very interesting as well, Deputy Minister, that you cannot split those claims. I'm sure a lot of people might be hearing, oh, it's 20,000 rand. Like I was saying earlier on during the ad break that I've got a lot of people owing me lots of 20,000 rands. Can I now go individually, go and seek those, or can I combine everything? Or there's just going to be one judgment or rule that is going to be made on one case?
Well, if you're owed, I'm not quite sure whether you're a money lender on the side, but each case would have to be adjudicated.
Okay, individually.
You know, individually.
All right.
Your arrangement with that person that you lent the money to, was it, do they owe you? Each person, somebody may say, no, I paid you back. You just forgot, and here's the proof. So it would be individual, yeah.
Deputy Minister, you speak about arrangements here, and a lot of people, I was asking Mr. Mujawa earlier on, like, what are some of the documentation or evidence that is perceived as submitted or that you can bring to court in relation to any documentation? Is it SMSs? Is it letters? Is there formal agreements that have to be brought in relation to that arrangement that you made, that you were going to pay the other person?
Look, the evidence rules are more lenient than or less onerous than in a magistrate's or a high court. But you'd bring along to court, whether you're the plaintiff, whether you're the defendant, any evidence that can help you with your argument. So if you lent me money,
if I bring an SMS, it's admissible in court.
I would have thought so. If you lent me money and I say, no, I paid you back, anything that I've got to back that up and show the commissioner would help. So even if it's an SMS discussing that I've paid you and you're responding that you agreed, thanks for that, that would help the commissioner show that see that this money was paid.
Okay, so there needs to be something tangible there for that to be seen as admissible, as an admissible agreement. Very quickly, Mr. Mujawa.
An agreement can be anything that, if it is tested, it's clear that there was this transaction.
Because I'm sure you're going to get a lot of people saying it was a verbal thing and there's no sound evidence there.
And when there's no sound evidence, it becomes your word against this person's word. It becomes a difficult matter for you as a claimant. But if you have some paperwork to say, small piece of paper, I've agreed, I've given 500 rand to this person, that's sufficient.
Okay. All right.
An email is sufficient.
All right. Mbukele, I hope ukuthi uyezwa lapho ukuthi wabeke lawo ma-SMSs and all communication between wena nalo muntu ozosebenzisana naye, particularly when you're dealing with money. Yes, imali ixabanisa abantu kakhulu, uthola ukuthi once it has exchanged hands, asisakhoni ukuthi sikhulume kahle nokuthi ama-agreements ebesishilo ukuthi sizowenza, umuntu useyakubalekela manje sekumele umjahe for 15 years ufunana nemali yakho. Let's go back to the callers. Angazi noma umntombuso yini eKZN. Mntombuso, sakwamukela ohlelweni umbuzo noma umbona?
Sanibona ukukhumbuzo khuluma.
Oh, sikhumbuzo kunjani bhuti?
Ngikhona ngezwa nini?
Ngiyaphila nsizwa yami. Bakwenze njani wena ngemali yakhe encane?
Okay, mina ngumuntu omusha kahle kahle ne, and then what I do is I'm self-employed, yabo.
Yeah.
So I actually went into a transaction with another company or another business, yabo. And unfortunately, the people were not able to deliver So now I had to now go through a process whereby it would, okay, now I'm owed this money, which I actually need to be paid back here. So in an instance, to cut things short, we were able to draw up an acknowledgement of debt. I've got a proof of payment from the local from the bank here, but okay, this transaction actually did.
It took place. Yes, it took
but
place.
Now the thing is, my transaction, our transaction was a large transaction of about 540,000, and being a young man, I do not have imali yokuthi ngi-approach abanye abameli abanga-assista in order to take the matter forward.
Okay.
So in this instance, what we then do, because our systems in place whereby it's now called to approach and then learn about these things ukuthi sizenzele njani if mawukuthi siyafisa ukuthi sithathe izinyathelo siziqhubelele ngokwethu.
Yeah. All right. So nsizwa imalini le ngizukhuluma ngo 500,000 ngathi inkulu kakhulu le mali yakho.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It may be a large amount, yeah, but and I understand because it falls outside of small claims,
yeah. Okay.
But I think it's good for abanye abantu abanjengathi ke senze njani, because I mean at the end of the day we do not have money any imali yokuthi manje
wenze litigation
abazosicharge 2,000 rand nge-hour.
Okay. All right, ngiyakuzwa nsizwa yami uhlale nje lapho kumabona kude wakho ngizokuphendula mengibuya ekhefini. Othi ngiphuthume futhi ngibuyele eMpumalanga. Hey, ngibhizi nembombela namhlanje. Mdu eMpumalanga sakwamukela ehlelweni. Umbuzo noma umbono?
Okay, sanibona ninjani mfethu?
Siyaphila unjani bhuti?
Siyaphila.
Siyaphila, singakusiza kanjani?
Yes. Okay, just a comment.
Yebo.
Okay, sithi ngicela ukubingelela lapho uminister nobaba uMujaba.
Siyakwamukela.
Yes. What I want to say is that ngicela ukubonga i-government yethu ukuthi ikhuphulile this amount of from 15,000 to 20,000 kuma-small claims court. And also, I would also want to say that in your programs, please, the poorest of the poor, sis.
Yebo baba.
Bayalimala la. Uthola ukuthi ne la maPakistan lawa mawuthenga i-airtime thothi i-airtime mhlambe i-10 rand. Sebakhosta mhlambe i-airtime yakho ba-charge ishumi phezulu. So just enye into nje uyi-add mhlambe for homework for i-minister and for whoever who can assist.
All right, Baba
Mdu.
All right, Baba Mdu. Siyabonga kakhulu with those pointers. Mbukeli, we're going to be answering uBhuti Sikhumbuzo emva kwekhefu unenkinga enkulu ngempela. He says he is aware of the fact that the amount akhuluma ngayo inkulu kakhulu kodwa kusebuzela nabanye abayithola besenkingeni abafana naye ukuthi they don't even have that much money for a litigation process. We're coming back shortly after this with more Yilungelo Lakho. Siphinde sikwamukele futhi mbukeli ngabe kukhona okukweleta imali mhlambe efika more than efika mhlambe ku20,000 rand usungaya phela uye lapha eSmall Claims Court uhambe uyofuna imali yakho ngaphandle kokuthi uhambise ummeli ngaphandle kokuthi ukhokhe imali mhlambe ungakhokhela nje i-sheriff of the court. As of today umhla ka1 April uyasho uDeputy Minister uJohn Jeffrey uthi yebo sekungayikwa kuma Small Claims Court noma ikephi eMzansi uhambe uyocela usizo. Inamba ke ongasithinta ngazo 0117146918 or 71469119. Sisathatha ama-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za. Alternatively, catch us on our social media networks. Usikhumbuzo is an issue there. I know you heard a bit of his issue, Deputy Minister. What do you think?
Well, we were discussing it during the break, and look, he's probably unlikely to qualify for legal aid. The problem seems to be that he doesn't have, I mean, it's not worth taking it, obviously, to the small claims court when it's only, when the limit is 20,000, but probably his best bet would be to try and get an attorney to do it on a contingency basis. That means that they get paid when they win the case. And he'd need to try and find out if there's any attorneys in his area who are prepared to do that. Obviously, if he wins the case, we were also just saying if 500,000, actually it's not even magistrates court anymore, it's regional court.
Yeah, regional court.
But if he wins, he will get costs, and also he will have got his money, so he can pay the attorney if the attorney is charging more than the legal costs amount.
Yeah, no, I think for a small claims court, kune issue for ngibambe kuyo. Mawi business, anyeke uyo claim ku small claims court.
Okay.
As a rule.
Siyabonga ukuthi sekuchazekile lokho.
Because ku small claims court kuvumelekile abantu. Haya ma companies, haya ma close corporation, haya ma trusts.
Individuals.
And nyeke uthi uya small claims court uyosue umasipala.
Okay.
Nyeke uya ku small claims court uthi uyosua any of the government.
Okay.
The rules are not going to allow you.
Okay, so you can only go there ukuyolwa nomuntu maqondana nje kuphela.
Or ungathatha icompany wasua icompany, but wena osuayo fuze ube individual.
Okay.
But you can sue a close corporation, you can sue a company for as long as it's less than 20,000 rand. So for those kumbos, I agree with the minister. He's either having to utathola ummeli ozomsiza in terms of contingency.
But uyakhala nje Butmuja ukhala, and I think this is, I mean, he says he's cognizant of the fact that imetha yakhe vele njengoba nishilo isidinga ukiswa in the regional courts and so forth, and he says he's very aware of the fact that the high legal fees are going to apply if indaba yakhe ithatha iswe lapha. So we're just looking for a leeway yokuthi mhlambe angenza njani since he's found himself in this situation, because obviously njengoba isho minister ukuthi he can't apply, he doesn't qualify for legal aid.
Yeah. You might have an attorney who works on contingency basis. You might find an attorney who works on a pro bono basis. To say, I'll handle this matter pro bono being for free. Not claiming anything from you from the beginning till the end. But on the contingency, the lawyer will only claim at the end.
All right. Okay, let me quickly take Utabo from Duduza on the line. Tabo, are you on the line with us? Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Kunjani baba?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Ngiyaphila nsizwa, usichazela udaba lakho sikusiza.
No, kushuthi khona umama bekamele senzele catering la besishada la.
Yebo.
Yeah, samnikeza imali engawathi ufuna 20,000, samnika imali engange 20,000. Ngithathe senze catering. Athola ukuthi akasaphumeleli ukuze uzoyenza leyo nto leyo. Sazama ukuthi kufuna imali yethu kuye wathi uzasinika, sazama amagcwetha athi makaya kwakhe abamtholi.
Hawu, useyephi?
Yabona. Asimazi asagcina sesithi vele lamagcwetha ayingone soye ngoba nawo libela demand imali lakho.
All right, okay.
Ngoba okokuqala sazama ukuya small claim court bathi abayithatha imali elesa more than 20,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sifuna lamagcwetha.
Ongitshele Butabo before ngikudedela because sizokuphendula emva kwekhefu. Lokhu kwe-catering nomshado wenu zonke lezi zinto zenzeke nini less than 3 years ago?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay ke baba, sizokusiza emva kwekhefu. Ngifuna uhlale nje kanjalo unethezeke kumabona kude wakho. Sizokutholela imali yakho 20,000 rand mhlawumbe uzoya na kwi-honeymoon. Mbukelo kwamanje sigijime futhi siye ey'tolo. This is Ilungelo Lakho and this is our final break. Because it's our final segment. Let me quickly ngiye lapha ngiyothatha ikhola yethu eThekwini wangakithi phela babalo sokamukelo hlele na uthi qabaqaba nje Ntokazi.
Yebo njani sisi?
Siyaphila njani Ntokazi?
Ngiyaphila. Nginenkinga la. Kukhona intombazana eyathatha imali yami engango 10,000 ngo-2017. Manje masiya kwi-small claim court siyofuna phela i-letter of demand sifikile kubo. Uma sifika kubo namaphoyisa sifike kuvaliwe asikaze simnikeze that letter of demand but uyasibalekela kwenziwa kanjani ngaleyo.
All right Ntokazi. Okay, siyabonga kakhulu for that question usisibaba la eDurban. I think Mr. Mujau, let's start with the previous caller uLokhuzana uThabo eDuduza. Ungamsiza kanjani?
I think ubaba ufana ukuthi azame ukuthi athole lo mama or ayelahla la khona aphethe someone. Iwari yami ukuthi i-case yakhe ngathi seyiprescribile, seyibolile ngesintu. Because ngathi iqhamuka ku-2015.
2015, yeah.
And fuze ukuthi aqaphele ukuthi if 20,000 iqala namuhla. So esikhathi bamjikisa small claims court beba right because bekungakabi i-20,000 bekusase 15,000.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate ukuthi the only way ukuthi akhulume nalo mama noma ngampatala 100 rand womthetho zizobe resuscitateile i-claim zithi acknowledge i-debt.
Okay.
Once locator ampatala anything, she acknowledges the debt, then he can come to small claims court the next day.
All right, and then very quickly, ubabalwa eDurban uthini guy?
Ubabalwa
nayo unenkinga efanayo 20,000 rand from 2017 ke yena uthi lo muntu umboleka imali ngo-2017 akasamtholi manje they nowhere to be found.
Unfortunately, small claims court ayina capacity yokutrace abantu. And kufuze ukuthi yena ayenze okugonke kusemandleni. Ukuthi athole someone ebambe esandleni, say issue le date. Then uya ku lo muntu ayomfuna la azomthola khona, maybe emndenini bese umnika le someone, bese akhona ukuthi amemele court. Or astracele ngenye indlela.
You know, Deputy Minister, I think very interesting throughout the show has been the issue of prescription and when it expires and when can people go now and claim. Now, this amendment obviously kicks in as of today.
Yeah.
So if I owed you 20,000 rand yesterday, what is the process? Can I still go and claim under the new amendment?
Look, I would have, usually when the law gets changed, it takes effect from that date. So I would have thought that if the claim arose from before today, it would still be the 15,000.
Okay.
But I don't know, would you confirm that?
I believe that is a principle of law.
Okay.
The law applies progressive. We are not applying it retrospective.
So if umuntu beselivulile icala lale mali ngeke akhona kuzomela, can they start the process all over again, Mr. Mujab? Bayakhona.
Risking prescription, risking to be out of time.
Okay.
But they can.
All right, okay. Minister, before we let you go, I know we wanted to talk about lots of things, but maybe talk to us about, just as a closing, in closing, some of the things that, what do you want to say to the people, particularly around this amendment?
What I would say, well, about small claims court generally, use them. If you're not sure, go to the magistrate's court, ask for the clerk of the small claims court, and get them to check whether it can be done or not done.
Okay.
That's the main issue that I would raise. Also, there is an advisory board at every small claims court. So if you have problems there, also ask for the people on the advisory board.
All right. Deputy Minister John Jeffrey Laphaya esichazela mbukela ukuthi lezi inkantolo ziyakusebenzela ngempela. That is unfortunately where we leave it for today's show. Ithi ngiphinde ngibonge no Mr. Mojaura Mathi yena ke uyi-chairperson yawo lama small claims court. So ngiyacabanga ukuthi muya la eJohannesburg ukiphi branch insizwa bazokuthola ngakuphi.
Mina ngisempumalanga esekhona.
Usempumalanga kade nifone empumalanga shuthi niyamazi. That is why you've been phoning non-stop. Thank you so much for your participation and all those inputs and relevant questions. Bantu bakithi, we thank you so much for ukubheka namhlanje. Ngu Alisha Ntombi yakajali ngithi nisale kahle.